Welcome to Around the World Music. And no matter where you are in the world, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Mexico, America, I am bringing you today DC Stoy, a young artist who sent me a clip that will introduce today's show.
Hi, this is DC Stoy, and I was on Elizabeth Leese's show, Around the World Music. My experience was astounding. It was amazing. Around the World Music, I was able to discuss my love for music, my proclivity for wanting to listen to the artists that I listen to, the songs that I want to listen to being able to just connect and talk about the deeper meanings and tones and underlying themes behind the music. She was a great host, absolutely kind and absolutely understanding, and we were able to connect as fellow artists on the importance of music in today and the importance of how it can help the whole well-being of oneself. Just great and very professional. I was able to talk about my entrepreneurial work and the reason behind why I do what I do, again, with the business, and as well as how pros and cons of being a self-employed young person, 24-year-old person in today's post-COVID and post-undergrad of college, and just to be able to how it is to work and how it is to do what I do and the reason why I do what I do, and understanding that different things in life will come at different times, and can you be resilient? Can you overcome them? It was amazing. I absolutely loved my time. Just down to earth, genuine, with amazing insight, and truly an honor and a blessing. So you heard it first here from DC Stoy.
I want to thank you, DC, for allowing me into your artist world, heart, soul, and mind. I am beyond honored that you're allowing me to showcase you to the world to help get your book expression so deep, soulful, and giving everyone inspiration to be allowed to express themselves, and all coming from someone in your stage of youth. I ask permission for what has designed you to be you and your growing up, your joys and pains that create the fertilizer for your insights and wisdoms, for words, sounds, and fashion design. How do you entrepreneurially just keep putting out so much more for everyone to enjoy?
Well, honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how exactly. I don't have an exact formula for it. I think personally it just comes from within. It comes from also from outside as well, like, environment and people that I've met and people that I know, great people in my life. There's great people that are not in my life. There's people that I learn about every day that are inspiring to me. So as much as I apparently am inspiring to other people, they're just as inspired, if not more so, inspiring to me. So it's literally just vice versa. So I don't think I can really take the credit personally, because I learned from literally being inspired by everybody else, if that makes sense. So I'd say they're the real ones that are the inspirational, but I'm glad that I can be a conduit from which can be used to be able to reach the masses and reach people, and definitely be an inspiration for different people. And my brand is especially meant towards that, and for us to all grow together, because I'm being inspired by people every day. So I love it. I hope that answers your question as to how. I don't know.
Well, and for me, the fact that you do it so with such grace and humility, that you don't make it about you. It is truly about how you can service others. For people to know you, they need to read you, and so they definitely need to get your book. So what truly inspires you?
Honestly, people inspire me. I can't say it completely comes from within. I wish I could say it just comes from within. It's like, it comes from me 24/7, but no, it doesn't come from me 24/7. It comes from what I've seen, who I've been around, the opportunities I've had, the situations I've been in, the experiences, the memories, the people that I know, so I think it's really a win-win on both sides. As some people let me know that I'm an inspiration to them, honestly, the way I feel is they're the real inspirations to me, because a lot of what I learn and a lot of my whole inspirational driven motto and all that sort of thing is from them, is from the people around me, the situations around me, history, what I've learned, so I don't think I can't take really a full credit for that, to be honest, because it's really a cyclical cycle. It's me learning from them learning from me. We're all learning together. So I think that's one of the beautiful things about this whole venture that I'm on, is because I'm learning so much from everybody else, and apparently they're learning from me too, but I'm just mirroring what I am seeing, essentially. So I can't really take the full credit. I love it. I love it. So yeah.
I totally agree. I truly believe that is the premise behind the expression that we're constantly told, is that people who need people are the luckiest people in the world.
Yeah.
As Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's because he understood that. I mean, especially being blessed with being blind and relying so much on other people. If you read his story, it's just so inspirational in and of itself. But I have to agree completely that some of my best works come after I listen to somebody else and hear somebody else and experience somebody else. And then it's like this whole triad becomes a circle.
Exactly. Yeah.
We just start flowing together.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about yesterday, then it becomes like the infinity.
Right. Exactly.
Because it keeps coming back around. And then quantum physically, it's just the next layer, and goes generationally forever.
Mm-hmm.
So you agreed I may ask you the deeper questions because that is what this musical vibration show is about for our listeners, is how they too can be and use the art that is in them as well to manage their life moods and learn to regulate their moods and expressions and not let them overwhelm them, but get them out for their expression. So may I ask you what your two favorite songs are?
Of course. My two favorite songs are Michael Jackson's Liberian Girl and Tupac Shakur's So Many Tears. Or shed so many tears, but so many tears. Yeah, those I would say are my two favorite at the moment. It strikes home for me in sometimes not even in words that I can explain, to be honest, that are in the English language. But because it's a feeling song, it evokes something within the soul for me. It's not so much just the romantic portion of it. It's not so much just a love song the way I see it. I don't see it as just a love song. I see it as the lush instrumentation, Quincy Jones on the production is insane, amazing. Michael's voice, his layering, his vocal tracks, unparalleled. It strikes home for me. It's something that is of a almost therapeutic nature. It's seemingly soothing. And that cadence, that beat, that pace is something that is just so almost seemingly empowering. It's almost like an empowering feeling. It's a strength for me personally. When I listen to this, it's like an empowering, strengthening song. It's calm. It's healing. It's soulful. It's authentic. The passion in which he's singing, the nature and the tonality and obviously the pitch and different things like that. And in terms of those points in those areas, I think everything is just layered to perfection. Everything's beautiful, and it's something that I would listen to on a daily basis. I know I wouldn't go crazy. I would listen to that. I could listen to that every day, at least once a day, and that'll put me in a very not just mood wise, but just a pleasant state of mind and a certain perspective that allows me to really enjoy life and really be grateful for the time in which I'm in, and really be grateful again. And that's the fundamental, I think, thing with his music in general. It's the joy factor, and it's something that I think is needed, and it's something for me that's why I love this song. Like Liberian Girl is just a whole nother, I love other music and other songs by him, of course, but that song to me is it takes the cake for me. It's the winner for me. It's I need it. It's something that it's hard to explain.
It sounds like, because I do the same thing with music, and when I can't get to my music, I carry essential oil in my pocket because the smell evokes the essence that plant was put on this planet to offer us. So yeah. And you said that you went to school with Michael Jackson's son. Do you maybe feel like that helped give you a deeper insight to the soul of his music and vibrations for the expression that he wanted to give out to the world?
I would say so. I went to school with Prince, Michael Jackson, and he, great guy.
Which
oftentimes
he would be, coming from a great father.
Well, yeah, of course, great, of course, and definitely one of those people that really cares about other people, which is refreshing to see for a celebrity, for a person that is a son or daughter of such a famous celebrity such as obviously Michael Jackson. It's like, oh, he didn't come across as arrogant or anything like that. He's just just a great down to earth person that definitely cared about people, and it was reminiscent to me of his father. And yeah, in terms of the feeling that evoked from that, I mean, I'm just a huge fan. So I would wear the white socks and the whole thing when I was in college. So for me personally, like that was an ode to one of my top 5 inspirational people of all time, Michael Jackson. And it was, I think he would see that at times because I was the only one, on campus doing that sort of thing. Um, and right, with the white, yep, with the white socks and the black shoes. And that was just my, an ode to one of my favorites. And it was great. Um, yeah, I wish I met Michael Jackson. I really do. I think he was just an amazing individual. And Liberian Girl, the song I just heard, is just one of those examples of why I think he's such an amazing individual, because he evokes those feelings that I can't really explain, which is hard to do for me. Most of the time I can quantify certain things like, okay, this means blah, 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 or this means blah, blah, or oh, okay, I get the undertone of this or that. But in this song, I can't. I don't know. You just have to listen to it. And then, yeah, just let the soul speak from there. I can't really put it into seemingly almost human terms. It's hard to explain. But yeah, I loved it.
It's all good. I've been blessed by being in some relationships that were just pure magic from the beginning. And so I feel for me, it connected me to another human couple in this world who got to enjoy the kind of love that I've been blessed with. So thank you for taking me to that song and reminding me of it.
Of course.
Is there anything you want to say before we share So Many Tears by Tupac, or just roll in?
Well, first of all, Michael Jackson is my favorite artist, my favorite singer and artist of all time. But Tupac Shakur is also one of my top 5 inspirational people of all time, but he is my favorite hip hop and rapper of all time, hip hop artist and rapper of all time. He's so inspiring. Past at 25 years old. I'm 24. So Tupac, he was also a nuanced individual. To me, he was a brilliant intellectual. He was prophetic in many of the topics he's speaking about. He again, another person, truly cared about people, truly wanted what was better for people. I think that in his nuanced nature, he had many sides to him. And I think he was an example of most people, to be honest. We all have a lot of sides to us.
Right.
And I think he was not the type to be, typecasted into one specific lane. And I could tell, I could tell he would have not liked that sort of thing.
Even though they kept trying to, right?
Of course. But I think that's what stood out to him. That's what he stood out. That's why he stood out, because he was so staunch in his desire to be the best he could be in all his talents. He even started, with acting as well. He started getting into other things as well. And I think that was something that, it's just a great example, again, of the arts, and a great example of what a person can do when they put their mind to do whatever that they're meant to be while they're here. And he prioritized his purpose to me. And I think that's something with my brand, with the DC Stoy brand, that is quintessential to the very fundamental nature of a person, to prioritize your purpose. And these examples, Michael Jackson, Tupac Shakur, they're examples of that. That's why I learn a lot from them, obviously with their music and their talents, but in terms of just them as people and individuals, I learned a lot, and I'm still learning to this day. So Tupac Shakur he's really cool. He's really cool. He's just one of my favorite people. I am the music sector. Music is auditorial ear candy. Like, it's just, it's what you need. I think it's a necessity. I think it's a necessity for the human, just being human being. Yes. But just being a part of just being, I think music is something that is crucial to our development as people. I think in terms of individuals, I think it's crucial to our development in terms of how it affected and it's helping with my clothing brand and fashion and everything else. It is interwoven in the fact that my poetry, obviously is linguistic, and it's dealing with the vernacular, and but music has played such a role because I'm able to learn how to be, again, I use the term nuanced, because having the musical landscape, whether it be no matter what genre of music, there's a certain, again, rhythm, and there's a certain cadence, and there's a certain tempo, depending on the song and also depending on the artist, because you can get that feel for the type of artist as a result as well, with their cadence and their tempo. And I think that's been interwoven in my poetry as well, with the messages and the themes, which happens to correlate to how we live our lives on a daily basis. Again, which I show in my book, The Unsolvable Intrigue. But music is something that is fundamental also in my clothing, even though it's clothing, so you might not think music is clothing, but at the same time, it's
And a shining light
exactly
of the expression visually to
absolutely
the vibrations you got through your poems being read. And now we go into the part where you read poetry, the musical vibration and expression from your voice to showcase your book and tribute to fathers and dads, partners, or parents who are the ones who step up and offer the yin to the yang for parenting to our children. And don't forget that they also like receiving flowers, receiving candy, receiving special gifts, special treats like foot rubs, picking up where their favorite chair is for them just because.
absolutely.
Your gift that if they email you, that you will to be able to purchase an autographed copy of the book you're going to read out of for it.
Absolutely.
And the name of the book?
The Unsolvable Intrigue, an anthology of poetry and short stories.
So you said Unsolvable Intrigue.
An anthology of poetry and short stories. And the title of the poem that I'm going to read is called Why Do You Save Me? Why do you save me? All right, let's begin. When crimson chaos catapulted its woes in heaps upon my callous shoulders, and you saw me grovel in the steaming dirt, unable to bear the weight, why did you salvage me from the wreckage I deserved? Countless times you have witnessed my disgracefully meager attempts at relying fully upon my own limited strength, foolishly enthralled with the theory that I can defeat such formidable specters if I simply believe in myself. Oh, how wrong was I? Completely ignorant of the fact that without you, I'm floundering in the quicksands of a barren Sahara. I am not, nor ever will be, equipped with human weaponry able to eradicate such immortal apparitions. A damaged jewel is what I am, a smeared masterpiece that falters with every tread, continuously stepping into potholes I have unknowingly dug for myself. I traipse in circles and dive into the same pitfalls. Without you, I am a repeating broken record of stubborn arrogance, a frail-hearted individual, lacking elasticity of mind and spirit, unaware of my lack of ability to perceive my forthcoming transgressions against you. You continuously pardon my wrongs, despite my endless blemish log of stubborn actions. You comfort me in my times of regret, and always offer me a helping hand when I wander into peril. You liberate my confined mind from the suffocating clutches of depression. I have turned my back on you disrespectfully in flurries of obstinate temper tantrum rage, causing you to grimace in disappointment. I hasten back to you. My body is full of old and fresh scars. I am apprehensive, embarrassed, and anguishing in shame as I look upon myself, pitiful. Then I see you hailing me from a distance, yelling my name with fervor. My eyes start to puddle. I limp towards you, trying not to look you in the face because of my guilt. You sprint to my aid and catch me before I collapse in a mountain of exhaustion. You weep silent tears that speak tender words to me, not of anger or disappointment, but of reconciliation. You embrace me firmly, even after having left you. You treat my wounds without hesitation, despite my babbling of repentance. I know I have hurt you, time and time again. I am not worth saving, yet you do so without a word. You look upon me with affection and replenish your spirit within me. I owe you everything, and all you ask for is for my belief. Thank you for continuing to save me, Adonai.
Wow.
So yeah, that's Why Do You Save Me? In the Unsolvable Intrigue, an anthology of poetry and short stories. Available on Amazon.
Thank you so very much, DC. For those of you wanting the full, lush experience of around the world music, come to iHeartRadio. It's a very short little login. They ask you a couple questions just so they only offer you what you want to hear. You will never be spammed or come get this. So again, For those of you who want the lush experience of around the world music with the music that accompanies this podcast, it's 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But wherever you are in the world, Canada, Hawaii, New Zealand, the UK, on the Riviera, we are Power Me Up Radio, Talk 24/7. And you will find us. We are the big logo with the heart that says the station with heart on iHeart, powered by Raven International. Again, that's Around the World Music with Music podcast, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, each and every Saturday. I look forward to you hearing me. Bye for now. And go ahead, if you'd like to book a conversation with me about what you'd like to hear or any insights, that web address is book, B-O-O-K, dot, the number